Okay, so I may have bought the Silent Hill DLC for Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is a game I got on PlayStation Plus about a year ago or so, and actually enjoyed it quite a bit, to be honest. But I've never actually bought any DLC for it, so when I saw the Silent Hill DLC announced, I couldn't resist, and I ended up taking the plunge. For those who don't know, Dead by Daylight is an online multiplayer game where you play as either a serial killer or a survivor. There's 4 survivors and 1 killer. The survivors have to repair generators to unlock and exit and escape, and the killer has to just kill. So the game was initially inspired by slasher horror movies and had brand new characters not connected to any franchises at all, but soon after they started releasing DLC with characters from Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, and those ones definitely fit the theme of slasher serial killer that they were initially going for, but since then, there's been some questionable ones as well. I mean, there's now a Stranger Things DLC where you can play as the Demogorgon. So, I mean, it's kind of been moving towards just generic horror. They've basically done most of the serial killers from classic horror movies except for Jason, who has got his own thing going on over here. Man. Just, if you have a game where you want to play as Jason from Friday the 13th, but you don't know which part you want to play, maybe you want to play as part 6 today. It's so different from part 5. I mean, Jason's looking kind of lonely over here, let's be honest. So, since the game has been moving towards generic horror instead of specifically slasher, it kind of made sense that Silent Hill DLC was released. And who's the killer in this case? I mean, no surprises there, but it's the mascot of Silent Hill himself, Pyramid Head. Or the Executioner, as he's known as in this game. I mean, add that to his growing list of names, I guess. Actually, all the killers have alternate names in this game that seem like they're trying to avoid copyright when they clearly don't need to. Whatever, it's a thing. And not to get too off track right at the beginning here, but I'm going to anyway. I was just wondering if Pyramid Head could really be called a serial killer, so I thought I'd quickly just go through his kill count and see. So in Silent Hill 2, he kills Maria twice, but I'm not sure if that counts, so that's 1 or 2. If you discount the monsters, I guess the only other person he kills in that game is himself, but twice, so that's... I don't know if that counteracts the previous kill, so I'll put plus or minus 2 for that one. Outside of that game, in Homecoming, he kills Alex's dad, so that's 1. But then he also turns Alex into one of him, so that's minus 1? Or is that killing him? I'm going to say minus 1, but that may not happen because that's just one ending, so I'll put that in brackets. Other than that, you've got the movies, the first movie where he kills that woman, so that's definitely a 1. But then again, the movies don't take place in the same continuity, so I guess that should be in brackets too, actually. I think that's it for that movie. And I'm not going to look at what happens in the second movie because I can't. So there we go. Simple. Is Pyramid Head a serial killer? It's messy. Also on the Silent Hill wiki, this version of Pyramid Head in Dead by Daylight appears under his guest appearances section, which makes me laugh because it sounds like he's an out-of-work actor struggling to get roles. So the survivor you play as is Cheryl Mason, who looks suspiciously like Heather. That's because this game, quote-unquote, takes place after Silent Hill 3, where she's gone back to her, quote-unquote, original name, Cheryl. I mean, as if her already lengthy list of names and appearances wasn't confusing enough for you, we had Alessa, Cheryl, Heather, we had Sharon, and also, if you purchase the full Silent Hill edition of Dead by Daylight for £40 on the PlayStation Store, you can get the, the Alyssa Gillespie costume for her. So there's that. So each character has 3 personal perks that change the game slightly to your advantage. So she has Soul Guard, Blood Pact, and Repressed Alliance. I mean, despite the fact that it would make more sense to pair James with Pyramid Head, yes, I know. If any protagonist in the Silent Hill franchise is going to have innate abilities, it does make sense it's Cheryl. So let's take a look at her clothes. So she is wearing her Cheryl head, which is a common head, apparently, which is pretty harsh. You don't have to go ahead with the insults. So, sorry, I'm just imagining that scene in the movie where all her classmates are tormenting her and calling her witch, and I'm just picturing one of the kids going, and you've got a common head. She has a puffy vest, and note how it mentions a broken flashlight that she kept. Now in Dead by Daylight, the flashlights are actual items that you can use to blind the killer temporarily, but they have an incredibly short battery life. So clearly when bringing in a character who uses a flashlight iconically, like Cheryl or Heather or whoever, I mean, you can't really have her without her flashlight, so they've written in a reason why she has it there anyway. which, is nice. And then her legs, fashionable skirt, and warm boots to face what lurks in the dark. I mean, you didn't have to give it a sinister edge. It's just clothes. And she's also wearing some orange wristbands that match her top and also help her confront the terror that lurks behind every corner. Sorry, I got distracted. So we can also equip charms, which are purely cosmetic, but this pack came with a Seal of Metatron to wear. And at first, because I couldn't remember what charms were, I was like, oh cool, a Seal of Metatron charm. I wonder what that will do in the game. And then I was disappointed to find out that it was just cosmetic and did nothing. But, I mean, that was a pretty appropriate emotional arc to go through, considering...
Oh, that's just a piece of junk.
So I'll just equip that, and the Christmas and Halloween ones too, so I can be wrong about what holiday I'm celebrating every day of the year without changing anything, I guess. And so we've got Cheryl's character bio here. So this is where we get into some fan fiction territory. I'll just do a dramatic reading for you. Caring and impulsive, Cheryl Mason, previously known as Heather, attempted to rebuild her life after the tragic death of her adoptive father, Harry Mason. Spoilers for Silent Hill 3. While she had freed herself from the religious cult that pursued her since birth, she was shackled by the guilt of her father's death. A darkness punished her every night under the guise of abominable nightmares. To ease her conscience, she volunteered at a crisis intervention centre for troubled youth. 3 months later, she aced training and could answer the crisis line without supervision. Nice one. Yet little could have prepared her for the first call. All she heard was static. The air thickened as black fumes rose from the ground, and suddenly she heard the voice of a woman, someone she thought she'd never hear from again.
Why do you cling to this corrupt world?
Nope, not that one.
Why do you cling to this corrupt world? You know that only God can save us.
Ah, that's better. It couldn't be her. Claudia was dead, wasn't she? Suddenly the world spun and she dropped on her knees, nauseous. Hot bile travelled up her throat and she retched warm blood on the floor. I mean, is this just is she throwing up another god fetus, or is this just a thing she does now? Then the spilling stopped as swiftly as it began. Cheryl looked up and saw she was somewhere else. A cold, hopeless place. She found herself in a hopeless place. She found love in a hopeless place. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I mean, some people say that Heather and Pyramid Head shared no scenes together in the games, but to that I ask them, would DeviantArt lie? There's also a bunch of alternate skins for Cheryl. So first we have Lisa Garland, who is again another skin for Cheryl, Lisa. Now the text in this is a little bit confusing, but I think it's linking it to Cheryl, who is the first she here. At night, she, as in Cheryl, would wake up in sweat with waves of dread washing over her body. Faint memories of monstrous figures hobbling through the hospital, and she, as in Lisa Garland, was one of them. Then we have Alessa Gillespie, spelt right in the actual game, so yay. She felt a hollow inside. Not sure what that means. A sadness filled her soul. Her grief reminded her of Alessa Gillespie in her school uniform. And then we have two alternate looks that are still Cheryl. So we have Moving On, which is a brand new piece for a brand new chapter in her life after destroying the cult. Cheryl could express herself and become the person she always wanted to be, which is this, apparently. Okay, she looks uncomfortable. I think she can see me judging her. But the Moving On skin is completely different from the Starting Over skin. I don't know if she started over before she moved on or the other way around. I'm not sure how that works. I mean, look, it's great that she wants to move on, but if you keep naming your wardrobes after your dark and mysterious past, it doesn't sound like you're doing a good job. I mean, I can only imagine the next one is called the Definitely Still Not Traumatized. Disappointed there's no Princess Heart costume, though, because that would be the best way to hide from the killer. Actually, there are a few more Cheryl outfits to buy, and all of these do look like they're from the actual game. Versatile shirt that allowed her to live and fight another day. So that's 6 days she did that. She almost made it a whole week. Quickly, I mean, is he trying to catch Cheryl in that picture above, or is he trying to pet her? So, obviously, Pyramid Head has an alternate outfit too, and oh boy, it's a sexy one. I mean, look at that. He's got no shirt, he's showing some thigh. What's it say? Born from a dark wish. You couldn't say that again. His purpose was to find and punish the guilty. I plead guilty as charged, Your Honor. I think I'm done. I'll be honest, I'm unsure if the continued sexualization of Pyramid Head is something that is real or something that I'm completely making up. Hang on one second. I'll just quickly look it up. Dead by Daylight gone gay. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what I expected there. Okay, so not to get too off topic here, but I've been doing some research on this subreddit, and I can honestly say, you're welcome, Dead by Daylight community. They are incredibly happy to have Pyramid Head as part of their team. It seems like this subreddit was built for his eventual inclusion. Please enjoy him for his hyper-masculine glory. I mean, yeah, you're welcome. And then we have some Robbie the Rabbit skins for another killer called the Legion, which is a group of 4 killers, and it's just an alternate skin for them. They don't do, like, rabbit kills. I don't know. I mean, they don't do anything in the games either, so it's just a cosmetic thing. And if I wanted to buy one of them, it would be £7.99. No, I'm good. Let's take a look at Pyramid Head's character bio, because this is a little interesting. I'll just give it another dramatic reading. A sadistic and merciless executioner, Pyramid Head is fixated on dispensing punishment through pain. Sorry, I got distracted again. Encumbered by the steel frame upon his head and with a hulking great blade in tow, he stalked the hellish corridors of Silent Hill, committed to a duty that no one truly understood. Well, that's accurate. We tried. We tried to understand him, and I think we did a pretty good job. I mean, things have become muddied and confused after Silent Hill 2, sure, but his initial duty was kind of well understood, right? I don't know. I guess it seems canon now that no one really knows what he does or why he does it. Where he trod, even monsters fled for the shadows, and those who crossed his path fell victim to unrestrained acts of aggression. When his duty was complete and his presence no longer needed, he prepared for the long rest, and yet his skills were required elsewhere. The fog that streamed over him was somehow different than that he was accustomed to in Silent Hill, as if each wisp contained the nerves of a creature writhing, seeking him out. There was an unspoken agreement in that moment. The billowing cloud was an invitation to duty and sadism, and Pyramid Head, taking a step into the fog, accepted his obligation once more. Now, I quite like this description because it's basically saying, you know, he was done, and yet he just keeps getting pulled back. He keeps getting asked back to do more punishment, and it seems like even he isn't really sure why he's doing it. It kind of paints him as reluctant, like he's just like, where am I now? Fine, I guess I'll start killing again. Did they do anything to deserve it? Did they? No? Okay. I mean, you know what? Never mind. I don't need to know. Just whatever. I'll do it. Can I get some rest after this though, please? Got some cool stats in here as well. He runs at 4.6 meters per second, has a terror radius of 32 meters, and he's tall, which yeah, he is. Anyway, I've gone through all of the lore now, so it's actually time to play a match, and I have just taken up all this time just going through the tiny details, but as opposed to the gameplay. But you know, I'm a Silent Hill fan. Do you think I play games for their gameplay? Side note, I rarely play as the killer on this game because I find it way too stressful. But obviously I'll make an exception here because, I mean, what am I going to do? Buy this DLC and just play as Cheryl? I mean, no offense, but she's not really the main selling point. Alright, searching for a match. So I had to wait quite a while for my first match, and this was right after the DLC was released as well, and I'll just say I thought this was long at the time, but I have had much worse since. So yeah, 7.5 minutes in total. Now it's random which map you end up on, so I'm not going to get into Midwich Elementary School automatically. So on this match I was put in the gas haven, and check me out, Pyramid Head. Unfortunately it's first person for the killers, so I don't get to enjoy looking like Pyramid Head except for those first few seconds. So one thing he can do is stab the ground and create this kind of hellish barbed wire Silent Hill-ish thing that makes survivors tormented and easier to kill in some ways if they walk through it. He can also do a ranged attack with the sweep of his knife, as I do here. Again, this is my first match, and I'm just keeping this footage in because for about a minute I was convinced I was actually good at this game. I'll edit the rest out, and you can just, you know, judge me on this. Once you've stabbed them twice, you have to put them on a hook where they can either be rescued or slowly die. And hey, check out my Seal of Metatron on my hook. Yeah, what a cool accessory.
Oh, that's just a piece of junk.
Alright. There's a lot of this, chasing after people. Or if you're better at it, there's not so much because you catch them pretty quickly. So if someone is tormented through walking through my line of barbed wire, then I can send them to a Cage of Atonement, which is one of those upside down cage things. So I killed 2 out of 4 in my first match, which is fine. And I am a brutal killer. Oh, thank you very much. And that means that... Oh, actually, I think that's the worst. That's the worst you can get. Okay. Also, seeing Pyramid Head run like this is kind of weird. He's just running through the fields. Not a care in the world. This match, I ended up going against 2 Cheryls, so I had double the opportunity to kill her. And I won't show you much from this one because it didn't go great. But I did manage to find them both together at the beginning, though. And it is definitely in character to have multiple Cheryls / Heathers / Alessas / Alysas running around. And yeah, survivors leave this kind of blood trail when they run away or when they're injured, which you can follow pretty easily unless you're an idiot like me. So yeah, you know, you go around, you hook random people. I managed to hook this guy and was like, yeah, that's for killing one of your family members, I guess, maybe. Don't know if you deserved it. Admired my beautiful seal of Metatron. And then actually did manage to find Cheryl once again and hook her. Take that, my arch nemesis. We meet again. So yeah, no, everyone escaped this time, and really that's fine because, you know, I don't think any of them killed their spouses, so I let them go because I deemed them worthy of living. Okay, I'm going to switch to Cheryl for a bit. And you don't know which killer you're going to be up against when you start playing, so you only find out when you see them on the map. So match 1 is Cheryl. I was pretty happy to find myself against Pyramid Head. Alright. And so yeah, he definitely sees me here. And so the chase begins. One of the benefits of playing this so close to the release of the DLC is you might be playing against people who maybe aren't so good at playing the character yet, which is how I'm able to run away from him now. I mean, I did not expect this to work. Oh yeah, this tactic is called accidentally using other people as bait. Also, there's a giant hole in the middle of the room, and it is very difficult to suppress the Silent Hill fan in me and just jump down it despite knowing that it definitely leads to direct danger. So things don't go too well for me here, and I end up being dragged away by Pyramid Head. It feels great to be recreating that famous scene from Silent Hill 3 where Heather is kidnapped by Pyramid Head. Classic scene. I mean, it's probably just that DeviantArt I was looking at earlier, but now I'm getting serious officer and a gentleman vibes from this. Oh, no, maybe not. Probably best to stop romanticizing abusive behavior. Although he didn't actually hook her. He missed. Ha. Yeah, and so that's how that ends. I should note you can also unlock add-ons to your weapon to make them stronger, and in the case of Pyramid Head, a lot of them are named after items from the games. So we've got a dead butterfly here, which you can attach to your great knife. How do you attach a butterfly to a great knife? Only don't ask questions, just accept that this is a section where they do acknowledge like some deeper parts of the Silent Hill lore. We've got this videotape. A videotape of 2 lovers vacationing in Silent Hill. Despite its sentimental value, it was left behind in the Lakeview Hotel. It's a tape of a little more than that. I'm not sure if you watched it to the end, but yeah, there's a little bit more of that one. And also just the idea of Pyramid Head strapping the videotape to his great knife and chasing James with it. Like, do you get it? The symbolism? Do you feel bad yet? That would be great. And we've also got these eggs here, the scarlet egg and the rust-coloured egg. The ones used after the final Pyramid Head fight in Silent Hill 2. One has a quote from Mary and the other from Maria, which is pretty cool because people did theorize that those are what these 2 eggs represented. So, you know, that's a pretty deep cut reference there. So let's cut the developers some slack. You know, they know their Silent Hill. Or they just read the Silent Hill wiki, which is what I did when I found out about the egg theory too. So, you know, I did the same, so I won't blame them for that. Also, Heather can get Mary's letter, which increases the chances of being sent to Midwich Elementary School, because Mary loved it there. In my restless dreams, I see that school, Midwich Elementary School. You promised me you'd take me there someday, but you said, why would I do that? We have no connection to that place. It's a school. No. And so I ended up in Midwich Elementary School. And admittedly, I did spend quite a bit of time just exploring as opposed to helping everyone out and playing the game, which I do apologise for. There's a toilet here outside of the bathroom, which is pretty scary. Generic pile of fleshy stuff, pretty scary. And actually this map is overall pretty similar to the original Midwich in Silent Hill 1. The basic layout is the same. You have 2 floors with long hallways on the east and west, with classrooms coming off them. There's a giant courtyard in the middle too. There are some cool Easter eggs around the map. It sounds like there's somebody crying in this bathroom, just like in the game. And look at me here, just walking around, not a care in the world. And yeah, that is definitely a reference to this scene from Silent Hill 1. Other than that, you've got the clock tower, a piano room, some blurry classroom rules, not sure what they say. Always be drunk? I don't know. But that's the Midwich map, basically. But there is a secret room in the clock tower on the Midwich map that I was just about able to see. Not sure how secret it is when literally all 4 of us turned up to see it at the end. But look at this, there's even a Flauros in there, descending from the heavens. And you only get this by completing generators in the chemistry room and the piano room, which is where you have to solve puzzles to open the clock tower in the original game, which is a pretty cool reference. This map was definitely made with some love for the games. And that's where I'll leave things, I guess. I went on a little bit about things unrelated to the actual gameplay, but you know, that's what interests me as a Silent Hill fan, I guess. At the end of the day, I like it. I've been playing it quite a bit since I started recording this video, so I'm not too annoyed at the mascotization of Pyramid Head. I feel like I'm meant to be angry as a Silent Hill fan, but, you know, it's not really the case with me. I hope the Dead by Daylight community enjoys Pyramid Head as a mascot or a sex symbol or a gay icon or whatever. I mean, it's been heading this way for a while, so it's not really that out of the blue. I'll leave you with the words of Masahiro Ito, the original creator of Pyramid Head, who said the following on Twitter. It seems like so many people like/love Pyramid Head. When I was designing him, I never thought it would end up like this. Thank you so much. Although I still have this in my head. Pyramid Head RIP lol. And yeah, basically I think the phrase Pyramid Head RIP lol pretty much sums it up. The end.